This is Dominic. Dominic works at a 5-star restaurant called the Pixel Palace. There, some of video games' most popular characters come in to have a drink. Sometimes they share stories and even secrets, for as we all know, what the bartender hears is confidential, isn't it?
So I'm sitting there, tending bar, when in walks a pretty young thing named Felicia. Now, a lot of people know Felicia is sort of a traditional fighter. She's half cat, half woman. Very popular character. She comes in, sits down, starts tapping her claws on the bar, and she says, "Bartender." I say, "Yeah." She says, "Have you seen the trailer for this new Dark Knight Rises?" I said, "Well, yeah, it looks great, doesn't it?" She says, "Did you see the actress they got to play Catwoman?" I didn't like where this was going, but I said, "Yeah." She says, "Don't you think it's funny how they got someone who's entirely human to play a Catwoman, and yet I'm standing here, half cat, half woman, and I never even got an invitation?" I said, "I guess that is strange, I suppose." She says, "Strange? It's an abomination. I can't believe they never came to me, to play the role of Catwoman. It's inexcusable." I say, "Well, you know, things happen." She says, "No, I'll make them happen." I said, "What do you mean?" And she says, "This is the role I've been born to play. Literally, I've been born with cat claw. I have to play a part named Catwoman." I said, "Alright, but the movie's already shot. It's practically edited. What are you gonna do?" "You know," she said, "I was thinking the exact same thing. So I went on over and I visited my good friend, Sean Young." Oh God, I thought. And I asked, I said, "You mean the same woman who dressed up like Catwoman for Tim Burton in order to try and get the part?" She said, "Yeah, that's the one." And I said, "Did it work for her?" And she says, "No, but that's because she was a bad actress." I was afraid to inquire this, but then I had to ask, "What did Sean Young tell you to do?" And Felicia said, "Take no prisoners," is what Sean Young said. I mean, look at her. She stood by, could have been Catwoman, but instead, she was that chick nobody remembers from Dune. And I said, "Dune?" And she said, "Yeah, that movie nobody remembers." And I said, "Sean Young is right. I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna take no prisoners, and I'm gonna do what's right." So I said, "What'd you do?" She said, "I went in there, I stormed into Tim Burton, and I said I deserve the part." And I said, "But Tim Burton isn't directing this movie." She said, "I know, that was my first mistake." I then stormed into Christopher Nolan's place and demanded him that I get the part. And I said, "Well, that's strange. I don't think Christopher Nolan would keep his address known." And she said, "That was my second mistake. Apparently there's another Christopher Nolan who's a bodybuilding black man who wanted to see me dead. And clearly he listed his address because he has nothing to fear." And I said, "Well, what happened to you?" She said, "Let me put it this way. I don't need to be neutered anymore." And I said, "Okay, well, you made these two major mistakes. What did you finally end up doing?" And she says, "Well, finally I found the location of the real Christopher Nolan. I kidnapped him from his place and I put him in a secret location. No one will ever find it." And I said, "Where?" And she said, "On the corner of 22nd and 1st. No one will ever find it." Unfortunately, she said, the cops heard about what I was doing and they tried tracing me down, you know, guns are blazing and all that stuff. But luckily, she said, I have a few nitro bombs that I tossed their way and, well, let's just say they won't be messing with me anymore. And I said, "I think they'd be messing with you a lot after that." And she said, "Yeah, the police will, but not those cops. I mean, they are dead, deceased, no more." And I said, "Do you think this is really worth it to play Catwoman?" And she says, "Oh yeah. I could be as famous as Eartha Kitt," she said. I said, "You could be as famous as the Unabomber." "Tomato, tomato," she says back to me, and she says, "I don't want to talk anymore about it." And I said, "Well, okay, but could you at least tell me what happened after that?" And she said, "Oh, it's still going on. Yeah, the cops have surrounded the Pixel Palace. They're going to break in at any moment. They're just waiting to make their move." I started to look around and realized the place did sort of look like the cast of Police Academy, and I proceeded to ask her, you think you could scooch out of here then?" She says, "Absolutely. It's okay if I have this on the house or else I'll slit your throat." And I said, "That's fine." And she said, "Okay." She ran out, all the cops started firing on her, a bloody mess. Finally, they cuffed her and they sent her off to prison. I was nice enough to tell them the location of Mr. Nolan. Apparently, she was subjecting him to all sorts of horrible torture. She chained him to a chair, forcing him to watch all the Schumacher Batman movies. Oh my God. There's cruelty, and then there's Schumacher. You see a lot of strange things as a bartender. You see a lot of strange things at the Pixel Palace. So, I'll see a lot of strange things as a bartender at the Pixel Palace. And that ain't no lie.